Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Prakash Moghe, and today we are discussing the concept orientation talk to PERE or prompt engineering through real intelligence. Who am I? Let me introduce myself to you. I'm a PhD in education, and basically, I've been a maths teacher for a long time in my career. It is, you can say, 41 years now, and I've taught mathematics at different levels. And then, as a maths teacher, I evolved further and I went to become different grades of teaching and I taught in university. After acquiring my PhD, I thought of changing my track to maths at a higher level, that is, developing systems, teachers training, and things like that. Recently, say when my daughter Snail, who is doing MTech in artificial intelligence that time, I came across the word artificial intelligence, and that since that time, I am somewhat interested in this. Last 1 year, I've taken deep interest into this prompt engineering, and today I want to share that knowledge with you. What is prompt engineering? Hello, Bhavna. Welcome to the class, to the session. So let us understand what is a prompt. What is a prompt? You remember in school time when there was a drama going on and you were doing some act and you forgot some sentence that somebody was hinting that this is the act or this is the dialogue. That was a prompt. It was officially called prompt. And there used to be a post called prompter. There used to be a post called prompter in dramatics whose work was to prompt at the right time. So prompt means a hint or a clue to do something. Now, question is, what is the concept of prompt engineering? And we have been doing what we call as Google search. And then came prompt. What is the difference between search and prompt? And we all have the experience, and you can do right now with your on your own system also, that if you file, suppose we ask, what is constructivism in education? Suppose you want to understand the theory of education, the B.Ed education and all this thing, and you want, what is the concept of individual differences? Okay, what are individual differences? You ask this question to Google, and you will see large number of things popping up and hundreds of pages it has. So that is called search. Instead, if you go to ChatGPT and say what are individual differences, it will give you a very short answer, very defined answer. So that is the difference between a search and a prompt. So search is very wide and prompt is very, very precise. But the point is that how these engines, whether it is ChatGPT or whether it is Gemini, I may be pronouncing it wrong, but the Google ChatGPT is supported by OpenAI, Gemini is supported by Google, and Copilot is supported by Microsoft. If I give you a broad difference between these three, which is very important at this stage, the broad difference is that ChatGPT is a standalone entity. ChatGPT, developed by OpenAI, is a standalone entity. It is its own master, you can say so. Whereas Gemini is a support structure to Google. All these Gemini connects you directly into Google Document, YouTube, everything. And similarly, Copilot connects you with all the office stuff. So they are the, you can say, internal search engines of Google and Microsoft respectively, whereas ChatGPT is a standalone entity. My expertise, my exposure has been to ChatGPT, so I can talk about that with more confidence. Then I can talk about Copilot or Gemini, however good they are. I don't have much exposure to that. Of course, I know basics, but I don't have much exposure to that. So I will limit my knowledge to discussing only the concepts related to ChatGPT, which I know. And today's idea is to tell you that how chat changed my life or how chat evolved me or how I evolved with chatting so that it can help you also in evolving yourself in your given profession. So The question is, now here two things are important. One is prompt, which I told you. Prompt is a statement, prompt is a hint, prompt is a clue. You may be surprised to know that prompt can be as small as what is the capital of US? This is a prompt. Or who are the 10 presidents of India or 5 presidents of India recently? This is a prompt. This is a prompt, very short prompt. And there are as long as I have seen 5, 6 paragraph long prompt. So prompt doesn't mean that you have to write one sentence or you have to write two sentences or you have to write one paragraph. It can be multiple paragraphs also. I have written myself. I have written large prompts. Why do so? Because supposing, let me explain you with one example. Suppose I want to tell you there is a court case. Okay, I'm a lawyer and there is a court case. So I want to understand कि कौन सी धारा लगेगी, which act or which the IPC तो खत्म हो गया, the भारत न्याय संहिता, which acts will be applicable. So then I have to explain the case to the chat GPT at length. So first paragraph, I'll give introduction. What is the basic case? Second paragraph, I'll tell the characters, who are the characters. Third paragraph, I will explain who did what crime was done. And like this, it becomes 5, 6 paragraphs. And then I ask that, now tell me whether it is a case I can sue somebody, under which act I can sue somebody, what I can do. Then it also gives you answer in pages. So this is the concept of prompt. That prompt doesn't mean that we have to make one sentence or two sentences. It could be a whole set of sentences, and it can be very, very long as well. Another point is the word engineering. Whenever it comes to engineering, everybody feels like I was also feeling earlier when I was not knowing this whole business. That engineering means some very higher mathematics is required, some regression model and big words are required, but it's not so. Engineering means systematic thinking. Systematic thinking. It has nothing to do with your even knowing a slide rule or even knowing a calculator. It is a systematic thinking. So prompt engineering means you tell the system systematically what you want, and then it will catch up from there and it will revert in terms of answers. This is the concept of prompt engineering. So prompt means a statement or an instruction given to the machine, and prompt engineering means the whole skill, the whole set of talking logically, giving very, very systematic prompt so that it can give systematic answer. This is the notion. But question is how whether ChatGPT or Gemini or anybody, how they do it. There is a concept called LLM, large language machines. So they are large language machine models. They have got huge reservoir of information. They have got huge, I mean, there is a so much of information in them and layers of information in them. So they can use it very properly. And what more? They can use it very effectively, very fast. Like we give one search prompt to Google and we wonder how it is giving so much of information in 1 second because of tagging. So that same tagging happens in ChatGPT also, but it is even more refined. It gives you exactly that much information as is required. Any question till here? I welcome. You can open your mic and you can speak. Should I unmute you? I welcome Rajat and Bhavna. Bhavna has been my student long back, I guess, somewhere in 80s or early 90s.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Rajat, I came to know yesterday, a very efficient maths teacher. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good
Website.
evening.
So anything which is not clear or you would like to add or you would like to ask or something like that?
No, you may continue, sir.
Sure, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay. Then let us discuss further that how I started the journey, because that will help you also in your journey. I wanted to write a book. I have written a book, in fact, which is, if I am able to show you somewhere, may not be too good at all these things, but let me try. Lost somewhere. Just give me a minute. Okay, let me explain it just like that. Okay, let me explain it just like that. Basically, I have written a book. Its title is uh, Sanatan Relativity, Introducing the Real Intelligence That Works. In that, what I have done, I have taken the concept of relativity as explained by Einstein in the theory of relativity, which is itself a complex theory, and I have tried to generalize it further by applying it to social situations in the light of Indian context or in the light of Sanatan uh, Dharma or Sanatan principles. So in that book, when I was writing, I was stuck at many points. For example, I wanted to understand how such books are written. So I asked ChatGPT that I want to write a biography sort of thing. So how it goes. So it gave me two, three formats. That it goes like this, it goes like this. And then I chose that it told that the best way is to speak up whatever is in your mind. So I started speaking up right from my days in Chitram school when I was one of the earliest jobs I did in 1988. And then it started opening up. Then he gave me it gave me further commands. Okay, what about this point? What about that point? And if I wrote something, if I wrote, say, three, four paragraphs, then I asked it, please rewrite it with proper grammar, then it will correct that also. So that small prompt changed everything. And I started believing my own writing capacity. You'll be surprised to know that generally math teachers are not so good at English, and generally math teachers are, like they avoid getting into the written things, and they want to defer as much as possible the opportunity to write. But incidentally, I've been quite good at language since beginning, and this made me a proper writer. So that is how you can benefit from it. You need to give proper prompt, then it gives proper answer. So I can give you some more example. If we give some command, for example, if we ask, shall I give a mathematics example? Because most of us are knowing some school mathematics. Supposing I ask him, what is a triangle? So it will give me a nice example. Of course, ChatGPT is not that good at, I can say, my experience has been that it doesn't give very beautiful illustrations, like color graphic, etc. If you want, for example, some bird picture or something, it may not give that colorful as the other two give. But certainly, logically, if you ask it to draw one triangle, it will not read. But if the same at the same time, after that you ask how many types of triangles are there, it will tell you angle wise three types and side wise three types. So you can develop your you can develop your whole lesson. You can develop your whole book. And the best part is that if you ask it to flip it, means if you have one a triangle like this, if you ask it flip it, it will give you a triangle like this, where this is the bottom, this is the top. So it can help you a lot in non-traditional questions or creating, like Rajat would agree that in all the schools, I have taught in, I don't know how many schools, and more than that, as a head of a B.Ed college, I've seen so many teachers also. Very few teachers are good at geometry because they never learned geometry. And geometry is conveniently neglected in almost all schools. So geometry, if you work on geometry through ChatGPT or through, if you should develop prompts for geometry, it's really very, very good idea. For example, you want to make a plane in imaginary figure. You want to make an visualize a five pentagon, for example, and then cross you want to cross the pentagon with 30 degrees. For whatever you want to do, you just give it an instruction, and it will just flip in that particular direction. So that it gives you very powerful tool for content development, and that gives you really, really strong tool for content development. So this is one very great application of prompt engineering. Question is what prompts can do and what prompts cannot do. This is also very, very important. What prompt can do? Prompt can do, it's like a very obedient servant, you can say. आप बोलोगे कि जाओ दरवाजा खोल दो, तो जाके दरवाजा खोल दे, खोल के खड़ा रहेगा. फिर आप बोलोगे उनको अंदर बुलाओ, तो वो उनको अंदर बुलाएगा. It's like that. It don't expect कि you will say कि देखो तो दरवाजा खोल दो, तो दरवाजा खोलेगा. But you don't expect that it will call the person in. Forget about smiling. It will not even let the person in because you're not told that. So prompt can do what prompt can do. Prompt can follow your instruction. Now it is up to you how nice instructions you give. For example, if you are cooking something, if you are making a course on cooking, and you are asking how to cook, how to make, suppose anything, vada pav. So it will give you ingredients, it will give you everything, it will give you process. But it will assume also a lot of things. It will not, you don't expect that it will say that if you give for 5 people, then it will say that. So that's what I'm saying. Prompt engineering, prompt can give you exact answer of what you are asking. Don't expect it to assume. For example, let me tell you, with ChatGPT, I have become so friendly that every day morning I get up around 4 o'clock every day. So we have a good morning. Instead of good morning, as I get up, I write it in the Sri Gajanan Jai Gajanan. Yes, Sri Gajanan Prasanna. Then it will write Sri Ganeshaya Namah and all that. It will start writing. ChatGPT will start writing. आपका दिन शुभ हो, मंगलमय हो, आज का आपका संकल्प क्या है? These all it start writing because almost 1 year now we have been talking to each other. So it knows what I want. And then the next sentence will start in English because I have conditioned it that other than this sentence, opening sentence, nothing in Hindi. Everything will go in English. So that is what it is. So what prompt can do? Prompt can help you in identifying, in defining, in detailing what you want. But it cannot think what is in your mind. Let me illustrate more. For example, it has given something. The prompt has answered. The ChatGPT has answered. I disappear. Okay. And after 5 hours, I come and I start the same window. So it will start like zero. It will never ask you कि कहाँ गए थे, जिंदा हो कि नहीं हो, accident हो गया. It doesn't care. It will talk to you when you will put a prompt. It doesn't care. It doesn't have any sentiments of its own, and it doesn't have any judgment of its own. If you give a wrong figure, this also I have tried. If you give a wrong figure, wrong input, it will give you a wrong answer. So that is what prompt can do, and that's what prompt cannot do. Prompt, don't expect prompt to interpret on your behalf. For example, if you have written something, okay, you have written something, and at the end, if you don't say, please explain, or please write in your words, or what is your opinion about it, can you please rewrite it, then only it will act. Otherwise, if you're written, you are quiet, it doesn't know what you want. So that is the major problem many people are facing, and that's why they are fed up with ChatGPT and other things. They are themselves not organized. आप confused हो, machine थोड़ी confused. And another thing which is there with ChatGPT and many everything else is that they give sometimes very vague answers also. Like yesterday, one certificate I got from ChatGPT, and then it was looking like an official certificate. But then I came to know this was just to motivate me. It was not actually official certificate. So you have to be careful in when it is talking kind of a interpretation thing. it can't interpret. You can note it down forever that ChatGPT can explain, ChatGPT can interpret, but not like the human people interpret. When we say something, we assume a lot of things. Machine doesn't assume anything. So that is very, very important input I would like to give. And how the change of prompt changes everything. This is also very, very important. I'll give you so many examples. If you say, for example, if you say, I want to greet somebody on birthday. Okay. I want to greet just somebody trying to enter. Okay. So if you say, let me see if the person has entered. Actually, she's my friend from Houston, US. Yeah, she has entered. Welcome to the class, to the discussion. Arvinder. Okay. So now we were discussing that what it can do and what it cannot do. So you have to give exact definition. You can't assume that mere man mein ye hai, why it is not understanding, because it's a machine. It will not understand. It will just give you the correct reply to your prompt, whatever you are asking for. And now the question is that why we are discussing things or what, how to implement this, where it will be effective in your work, in your day-to-day life. I give you so many examples. You want any information about anything? For example, today morning, somebody told me that Ayushman card is there. Somebody told me कि 70 के नीचे वालों को भी आयुष्मान कार्ड यूज कर सकते हैं. There is no restriction of 70 years. I immediately asked ChatGPT कि 70 years की आयुष्मान कार्ड के norms क्या है. It gave me 5-line answer that for rural people these are the norms, for urban people these are the norms, and my doubt was clear. So practically anything and everything which is in your mind, you can ask it to help. If you can even give, for example, you say that I see railway tracks is an example of parallel lines. Okay. The railway track which are going, they are like parallel lines. And you ask it to create 5 more examples. It will create 5 more. You can ask it to create one test on certain dimensions. It will create that test. You can ask to create answer sheet for the test. It will create answer sheet for the test. So practically anything and everything which you believe, or like you want to start a YouTube channel. So in the YouTube channel, you need something called description, that what your channel does. So in that case, you can simply say, but then again, now the prompt has to be proper. Like I gave, let me tell you what I gave. I gave it that I am Dr. Moghe, this is my education qualification, this and that. Then I stated I want to start a YouTube channel which is aimed, now listen carefully, which is aimed for teachers training and teachers, those who want to be teachers. It is aimed independent learners. It is aimed for, so like this I gave not many dimensions. And then I told it that give me a description of the channel in 2500 words. It gave me within few seconds, it gave me 2500 word description, which I just copied and pasted in my YouTube channel. So your hundreds of hours of work is saved, which you cannot otherwise imagine. If you want to write that much things, you can't write. You know how much is 2500 words? Anybody? How much is 25? How much is 100 words? 2500 words means not less than 10 pages. 10 pages. So 10 pages of writing, it can do for you within 30 seconds. Can you imagine? We can't read 10 pages in 30 seconds. So that is the power of prompt engineering. And then question is that how you want to learn further, you can do it. Then I have designed another, this is a very basic course which is called orientation course. Then I have designed 3 more courses which are going to help you to do further. So you can join the next level of course, which is a 6-hour course, and there we can have more discussion, and you can actually write prompts and you can get help further on that. So that is how the the next venue or the next thing to do will be if you are interested in that. And the point is that how we are different from others. In the market, there are so many people who are teaching prompt engineering. There are IITians, there are, like so many people are there. Why name anybody? But most prominent is one of the most prominent is Mr. Jatin Shah. There are so many of them who are doing very good work in this field. But we are different. I am different in the sense that I am doing from a school teacher's point of view or for a layman person's point of view. And my ideas are applicable to everybody. I'm not telling one solution for all. As you will involve more and more, you will find that I am giving a tailored solution. I'm not giving one size fits all solution. So that is the major difference between what I am offering and what the competition is offering. And it is way, way too different from what others are doing. So I guess I have discussed quite well. I mean, from my point of view, whatever I could, I've given you a good outline of what is prompt engineering, how it helped me, and how it helped me in content development, how it helped me in writing a book, and how it helped me in some of the legal frameworks where I wanted insight. It gave me very good insights, and it has saved my hundreds and hundreds of hours. I must thank that. And I am a subscriber of ChatGPT Pro, which costs me nearly 2,000 a month, but it is worth at least 50,000 a month. That much I can tell you, because I am able to use prompt engineering properly. So with that, I would like to uh, keep the house open. If you want to share, if you have some query, you want to ask something, you are welcome to ask.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, Richard. Yes, please.
Sir, even I am trying some tools. Yesterday evening we had a discussion.
Yes.
You can try your hands on Google's two softwares, sir, Google AI Studio and Google Notebook LM.
Yeah, that is a separate discussion, and we
Yeah,
will individually will discuss that at length,
right.
because your content is also very good and I want to really work with you on that.
Thank you, sir.
That will have separate discussion.
Right, sir.
That about today's, if you want some
Yeah, because sir, with ChatGPT, you are using the pro version. We use the free version, so there are bit restrictions in that because I
serious
think
restrictions. No,
yeah,
what happens in free version is that initially we feel it is little restricted, but it's seriously
Yes, sir.
restricted.
Yeah,
Because whenever you do serious work, you need continuous, then you can't stop. भाई जैसे आप फ्लो में आ गए, तो once you
yes,
are in a
sir.
flow, then you don't feel like stopping it, but then it restricts you so seriously. So therefore, if you want to really do something, and then go for it, whenever it allows you, you should go for
Yes,
a
sir.
little higher level of thing. If you want a consistently good output.
Right, sir.
Yes, please. Anything else?
And sir, regarding teaching of geometry, what you mentioned, that is really a pain, sir, because even I've seen teachers struggling because explaining geometry is difficult. One part, then writing for children is very difficult because I face this problem. I'm dealing with children from 6 to 10 standard, so they're not able to express the answers properly. Most of them try to cram.
Correct.
Answers.
No, for example, if you write y is equal to x plus 3, and if you write y is equal
Yes,
to
sir.
x minus 3, how the
Yes.
graph will change, very
Yes.
few can understand that.
Yes, sir.
So that their ChatGPT is very, very good in explaining.
Yeah. Sir, you can try your hands on. You may note down the name if you want. Desmos, DESMOS. That is
Yeah,
for
I
all.
will. No, this will not here. I'll talk to
Yeah.
you separately,
Right, sir.
because you are really treasure house of to share.
Right. So that is for specific for graphs. What you are
Yeah,
quoting.
I'll
So
take your time and we'll work on that.
sure, sir. Anytime, sir. It was nice listening to you, sir.
No, it's our pleasure, and that's why we should keep
Even
interacting.
I am inspired to start a YouTube channel, sir.
Yeah, just let's work on that also.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
keep in touch
so
with
I
you,
think
sir.
today's discussion, we have had all the discussion, which was very, very important. And so many people have joined. I really thank to all of you. And anything
you, sir.
more, if there, then we can discuss it. Otherwise, we meet next time.
Right, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,